Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So here we are. I decided to change it up a little bit. If you have not noticed, I made it a Dr. Seuss theme. Oh, the places will go, and oh, the places will go together. I'm very excited to continue learning and growing with you all. So today is Wednesday. You know what that means. We are going to be doing our science experiment. So stick around, but before we do our science experiment, of course we have to do our riddle. So today's riddle is, what is something so fragile that even saying its name breaks it? I don't know. Actually, I do know. But the real question is, do you know? And we will figure that out at the end of our video. So stick around. We've got an experiment to do. Today, our experiment is going to be focusing on why soap is so important. Now, we use soap every day, but now more than ever, it is important that we are washing our hands and making sure we are staying healthy for our safety, but also the safety of those around us. And I think it's important that we learn the science behind it. Give you a little tidbit of knowledge you didn't have before. Here we go. What you will need for our experiment is soap and water, some bowls, just 2, and then just pepper. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, just pepper out of your kitchen. I do recommend asking mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever, permission for this, because we are going to be using a lot of pepper and you don't want to use the rest of it if they're cooking dinner with it tonight. So just make sure. Now, what exactly are we going to do with all these things? We are going to be filling up our bowls with water. Now, each bowl is going to have the same thing in it, right? We are going to have water, and then we're going to take our pepper and put a good amount on top. Once we do that, it breaks into a different part of the experiment. So, one bowl is going to be control, and one bowl is going to be experimental. Now, what do I mean by that? What that means is the experimental bowl is going to be using what we are testing. Now, what are we testing? We're testing the soap. So the experiment bowl is going to get the bowl with soap. So we will be covering our fingers and putting our fingers covered in soap into the bowl of water. Now, the other bowl, the control bowl, will not be getting this treatment. We are not going to add what we're testing for. We're not going to add soap. We're going to put a clean finger in, no soap, no nothing, and just go boom. Now I'll show you exactly how it works right now, so stick around. All right, so we've got everything set up. We've got our experiment group and our control. So our experiment, like I said, is going to be receiving the soap while the control will not. Now, our next step after filling the bowls each with water is to sprinkle a good amount of pepper on there. All right, so we have both of our bowls completely peppered. Now, here is a clean hand, no soap, and then we're going to put it in our control. Nothing happens, and a few pepper specks even stuck to me. So I'm going to now take my hand, or my finger, pardon me, cover it in soap, you can see, and then I'm going to place it in the water. Whoa, that was so cool. A single drop fell off of my hand right there before I could put it in, and you saw it just completely dispersed it all. How awesome was that? Let's see if we can do it now in our control group. So now they're both experiments. Look at that. It just doesn't want to get anywhere near it. How awesome is that? Wasn't that science experiment so cool? We got to see a reaction that we overlook pretty much every day happen in real time. Now, you might be wondering, why or how did that happen? That happened because we broke the surface tension of the water. So all the tension on the top of the water was broken when that soap came in. Now, that's really cool, and I hope that you guys have learned something from this. And if you haven't been washing your hands, oh my goodness, I hope you are now. And now that we've done our experiment, let's jump right into our positive action or positive tip of the day. Now, our positive action for today is going to build upon all the things that we've talked about previously. What I mean by that is talking about the negative things that we've kind of explored throughout our time here and the positive things that we've celebrated throughout our time here. We are going to bring them together because the positive and the negative make us who we are, right? There's no just the good or just the bad. It's all mixed together to make us us. Now we are going to be looking at ourselves and questioning what brings us joy. Now, everybody has things that they enjoy, right? I love to paint. I love to create with music, with art. You decide. I probably enjoy it. Now, it's all different for everyone. Some people can enjoy sports. Some people can enjoy time by themselves. Maybe they enjoy just hanging out with some friends, really not doing too much, but just enjoying each other's company. It's so different for each person. And it's important that you know what brings you joy because A, why wouldn't you want to be happy? And B, on those hard days when things are a little bit more than we'd want, it's important to find those things that ground us and make us happy to be here, make us happy to be us. So take stock, take lists of what you think things are that bring you joy. And I want you to go and do them. Be happy, be joyful, and enjoy the rest of your day. But before you go enjoy that day, stick around because we have a story to read. If you guys last remember, we left off finishing chapter 1. Now, Mom and Dad had just announced that they were having another baby. Peter took it not so well. He wanted to run away while Fudge, his brother, took it in stride and was so excited. So let's see what happens in chapter 2, Coochie Coochie Coo. I love that title. Before the end of the week, Fudge had asked Mom the big question. How did a baby get inside you? So Mom borrowed my copy of How Babies Are Made and she read it to Fudge. As soon as he had all the facts straight, he was telling anybody and everybody who would listen. He told Henry, our elevator operator. Henry smiled and said, "That's a mouthful for a small fry like you." He told the checker at the supermarket. Her eyes got bigger and bigger until Mom said, "That's enough, Fudgy." "But I'm just getting to the good part," Fudge replied. "Peter," Mom said, "it's getting warm in here. Why don't you take Fudge outside?" He saw a pregnant woman on a bus and said, "I know what's growing inside you. And I know how it got there too." The woman got up and changed her seat. He told Grandma. She said to my mother, "Anne, do you think it's wise for him to know so much? In my days, we just talked about a stork." "What's a stork?" Fudge asked. "It's a big bird," I told him. "Like Big Bird on Sesame Street?" "Not exactly." "I like birds," Fudge said. "I want to be one when I grow up." "You can't be a bird," Grandma said. "Why not?" "Because you're a boy." "So what?" Fudge said, and he laughed like crazy and turned to do somersaults on the floor. Fudge never stopped talking about his favorite subject. He told his preschool class, and his teacher was so impressed, she phoned and asked Mom to come to school. The children had a lot of questions for her, so Mom went to Fudge's class and enjoyed it so much that she offered to come to my class too. I told her, "No thanks." I hadn't told anyone she was going to have a baby yet. Well, except for Jimmy Fargo. I tell him just about everything. And Sheila Tubman knew, because she lives in our building and she could see that Mom was pregnant. "She's very old to be having a baby, isn't she?" Sheila asked one afternoon. "She's 34, I said. Sheila opened her mouth. "Oh, she's really old." "She's not as old as your mother," I replied. I had no idea how old Miss Tubman was, but Sheila's sister, Libby, was 13, so I guess that Mrs. Tubman was older than my mom. "But you don't see my mother having a baby, do you?" Sheila replied. "No, but..." I couldn't think of anything else to say. I didn't understand what she was getting at anyways. So, that is where we are going to leave our story for today. We will pick back up when Peter goes upstairs to ask his mom if she is too old to be having a baby. I wonder how that conversation will go. We can only wonder, because that's for tomorrow's video. I hope you enjoyed our book today, but before I go, we of course have to answer our riddle. So does anyone remember it? No worries, I got you covered. What is something so fragile that even saying its name breaks it? Did you think of it? It's kind of a stumper, I'll admit. You know it? Last chance. It's silence. Get it? You're saying nothing, then you say something, and you break it. I thought it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Thank you for watching.